Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Sherry Placco, and I am joined here tonight by my amazing friends, Wendy and Stacy, and we are going to be talking to you guys about summer essentials. So how many of you are like super excited that the sun is shining, especially here in the Chicago area for us? The sun is shining, the temperatures are finally getting great, but then there's that other side, like, ooh, the bugs, the sunburn, oh, I have to wear shorts and a bathing suit. Uh-oh. It's been winter here for like a long time. So we are going to talk to you guys tonight about the things that we do to get ready for summer and then to get us through the summer. So before we get started on that though, I wanted to talk a little bit about why we chose Young Living. So for all of us, it was a different journey that brought us to Young Living, but the end result was always the same. It was looking to get the chemicals out of our lives. So realizing that there are harmful ingredients in so many of those store-bought products and what we could do that would be better for our bodies and for the environment and get us healthier all at the same time. And it's been a truly amazing journey. And all of us have a different journey, but we've all ended up in the same place of feeling amazing with improved health and wellness because of using our Young Living products. And so I just really love to talk about all of the different products that are available because so many people think the Young Living is just an essential oil company. And today we're going to be talking about a wide range of products that Young Living has to help you on your journey to get chemicals out of your life. So I wanted to first start talking about something that is really amazing as I'm needing to think about wearing shorts and a swimsuit. Because I have to tell you, a year at home wasn't very kind to my body, and neither was turning 50 plus wasn't so kind to my body either. And so maybe things aren't as smooth as they used to be. And I have found this lovely product that Young Living has called Cell Light Magic Massage Oil. See those words? Cell Light Magic. You know, there's this other thing called cellulite that maybe I have. I don't know. But this stuff is amazing. So I want to tell you what's about this, but I have to look at my notes. So this is made with vegetable oil, vitamin E, and what it does is that it tones and nourishes your skin. Now, the essential oils that are in this are so cool. So there's grapefruit essential oil, there is cypress, there's cedar wood, there is juniper, and there is clary sage. So let me go through those a little bit. Grapefruit. When you use grapefruit essential oil topically, it actually like improves the appearance of your skin texture. So if it's like a little bumpy or rough, the grapefruit essential oil is going to help smooth that out. Yes, please. Cypress. Cypress is great for circulation. And it's also really good to help like get rid of fluid retention. It like really like discourages that. So I actually have a roller that I use cypress in for my varicose veins because it's really great with, helping that circulation. Cedar wood is just a calming and purifying oil. Juniper, another big tree oil, it helps cleanse the body. And again, it's promoting the excretion of all the toxins. And so when we're thinking about the areas of the body where we're applying this, maybe it's your stomach or your arms or your thighs or your backside a little bit. There's probably maybe a little bit of extra fluid and things in those areas that we don't want if you're retaining a little bit of fluid. So it's going to help promote that, getting rid of that. And then clary sage is another one that soothes and calms the skin. So this is really awesome. But like, well, what do you do with it, right? So I wanted to talk about another little trick. Have you guys heard of dry brushing? So dry brushing, I did not even know what that was until a few months ago. So our team, we are so fortunate, our oily community, we have these calls called Oily Undergrounds. And if you are a member of our team, you can jump on these calls and we talk about like all these really cool ways to use your oils and ways that you never knew about. And I learned about this little thing. It is a dry brush and it's really for your lymphatic system. So when we use this, it really helps stimulate your lymphatic system to help you get rid of like all that cellular waste. And so you do this, they recommend you do it like before you jump in the shower. So I actually keep this in my shower. And this is just, I ordered it on Amazon, guys. It's got a cute little handle so it doesn't like fall off when you're using it. I take it in the shower with me, but before I turn the water on, you want to dry brush. So if I'm starting with at my ankles, you go up towards your heart. You just go in an upward direction, up. So I do, one leg and thigh, and then I go to the other. And then I go here because I got the wobble. It's not so pretty. Same thing, going towards the heart. Then you shower. When you get out of the shower, slather this on. I've actually been doing it twice a day. I do it at night, and then I'm doing it again in the morning because like I kind of need all the help I can get. Summer's coming quickly on us, right? And maybe I wasn't so good during the winter. So I have been using this twice a day. Luckily, I have another full bottle. I just emptied one out this morning as I was applying it. But a really great trick to help it work more effectively is to get one of these dry brushes. It's super amazing. And you can like Google all the benefits of dry brushing, but it's just really great because when you dry brush your skin, it's improving the circulation, it's clearing all your clogged pores, you're getting everything moving, and it actually is shown that it helps reduce cellulite. So this alone can do that. And when you add this in, ba-boom, there we go. Now, the bad news, this is currently out of stock. Sorry, if you don't already have it. I don't mean to tease you. I'm sure it will be back soon because this is always like a big seller in like February, March, and April because everyone's like, oh snap, summer's coming. I'm going to give you a little DIY. You guys ready for that? So we found out on one of those oily underground calls about this amazing roller that people were calling a tummy tuck roller. And it was like, oh, I need a tummy tuck, but I don't want to like go and get a surgical one. So this is a roller, and you can see how very formal my label is. It says TT for tummy tuck. I don't want Jim to see that, my husband. And I've got the words on there of ledum, lemon, and peppermint. Super easy to make. I kept an empty bottle from, I think it was probably my peppermint. And what you need, it's a 5 ml bottle of ledum. And then you need a 5 ml bottle of lemon and peppermint. I only have the big bottles. But what you do, you dump the entire 5 ml of ledum in here, and then 5 ml of lemon and a peppermint. That's it. No carrier oil in here. Pop a roller top on. You rub this wherever you want a little fluid reduction, where you want a little bit of smoother skin. Now, there will be a bit of a tingle to this. The peppermint, it's a little tingly. So when I started using that, it was almost a little too tingly. So you know what I did? I put this on first. And then I roll this, especially on my belly. Ooh. And then I would top it with this again. If you don't have this, any carrier oil, but just kind of like smooth a little carrier oil on your skin first, especially if you've never tried it. Because 10 minutes after you put it on, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I feel that. I can feel the burn. But you don't want to burn yourself. So be sure you prepare your skin. But guys, it's amazing. So I'm kind of doing both of these powerhouses together. So I love them. So that's how I'm getting ready for summer. And there's one other thing that I do every day, and it's something that I think we all need to be doing every day. And it's this one little magical drink that Young Living makes called Ningxia Red. Now, that's what I love. Have you guys noticed the things I've shown you already? A massage oil, an antioxidant drink, more than just essential oils, friends. That's what makes Young Living so awesome. So this super antioxidant drink is really cool. The founder of Young Living, Gary Young, years ago, he went to different areas around the world where cultures were known for their longevity. And he wanted to see like what was the secret to their longevity. And when he went to the Ningxia province of China, he found that they were living well into their 90s and beyond. They were healthy, they had great eyesight, and they were just feeling good. And he was looking to see what was their magic. And their magic is that they were eating wolfberries. Wolfberries are kind of like a cousin to the goji berry. The goji berry comes from India, and most of us are familiar with that. Well, the wolfberry grows in this Ningxia province of China. So he was like, I'm going to do something with these wolfberries. And so this amazing little antioxidant drink, it has been shown wolfberries support healthy blood sugar, a healthy weight, digestion support. It helps boost your immune system. It's great for eye health, and it's anti-aging. Any of those sound like something you need in your life? And these are great because in the summer, if you're out and about, I buy the pouches because I can carry them with me. Great for a snack when you know you need a little energy boost, but you don't want to go for like the ice cream or the candy. That's probably easier when you're out and about. I carry these with me for that quick little boost of energy, and I know it's good for me. And a great trick with these, pop them in your freezer so that when you're out and about, it thaws out just a little bit and it's still nice and icy cold. So that's how I'm getting prepared for summer. I'm boosting my immune system now. I'm working on the parts of myself I don't love so much and getting excited for summer. But now that summer is going to be coming, I would love for you guys to hear about some of the things that we use in the summer to support our bodies in a way that doesn't load our bodies up with chemicals. So I'm going to send this over to Stacy now, and she's going to talk a little bit more about that.
Thank you, Sherry. That was awesome. Can you guys hear me okay? All right, thank you. Yes, so, here in Chicago, there are certain things that we think about as being only for summertime, but for some of you in other locations, maybe these are more year-round products. Lucky you. But the one that I want to share with you first is Young Living sunscreen. There's two versions of it. There's a 10 SPF and a 50 SPF. And before we get into too much detail about it, I just want to share some things you want to look for when you look for any sunscreen, okay? So you want to make sure that your sunscreen is a broad spectrum sunscreen. That means that it blocks both UVA and UVB rays, because both of those are like short light waves versus long light waves, and they do different things to your skin in a negative way. One is responsible for the things that cause skin cancer and damage to our skin cells, and the other can be more cause some of the skin aging stuff that, tanning and some of that stuff that we want to avoid. So you want to make sure that your sunscreen blocks both. You also want your sunscreen to be water resistant, right? Those are the main things that the Skin Cancer Foundation recommends, and that's why they consider the Young Living mineral sunscreen to be a Skin Cancer Foundation approved sunscreen, because our sunscreen is both of those things. It's broad spectrum and it's water resistant up to 80 minutes. And like I said, you have two different SPFs, right? So what that means is the SPF means it tells you how long the sun's UV radiation would take to redden your skin versus the amount of time it would take if you didn't use it. So just as an example, if you had like an SPF 30, that's going to protect you for 30 times longer than if you wore nothing, right? So if you're someone who like burns in the sun immediately, then it's just like 30 times barely anything. But if you're someone who doesn't, then it's 30 times however much it would take your skin to redden. So it's still specific to everyone's individual body. But that's why, you can easily get away with an SPF 10 sunscreen. You just need to apply it more frequently. And that's one thing to think about, because a lot of times people get this like really high SPF sunscreen. The problem is they put it on once and they never reapply. And then you actually end up with more skin damage because you have this perception that you're more protected than you really are, because you're just like, oh, I put on the SPF 100, I can go all day long. Probably not, probably not. So whatever you choose, just make sure that you think about that when you think about reapplying. I am crazed about reapplying sunscreen. Not even kidding. Basically, if I'm in the sun and like putting on sunscreen, I'm basically constantly putting on sunscreen. Like, oh, I'm kind of hot. I better put more on here. Is this burning? More on here. But that's just me. We all have our quirks. I also seek out shade, but that's again me. But I do love this sunscreen. And one of the other important things to think about with your sunscreen is that it is a physical barrier versus a chemical product, right? So we definitely want to make sure that we are using a clean product. And Young Living sunscreen is zinc oxide, right? So zinc oxide based sunscreen is a physical barrier, and ours is a non-nano zinc oxide. That means that the particles are large enough that they will not get absorbed into your skin and into your bloodstream, because you really don't want that. The alternative is that a lot of sunscreens are chemical based, and they're a chemical UV protector. And you don't want that, because you don't want those chemicals to get into your body, because they're not natural and they're not good for you. So the other great thing about our sunscreen is that it's made by Young Living. So of course it has essential oils in it, right? Which we already know are amazing for our skin. So we've got lavender in there, we have myrrh, helichrysum, and frankincense. Those are like the powerhouse of all the skin oils. Helichrysum, we know, is so healing for our skin. Myrrh, also super supportive. And frankincense is good for our skin in so many ways. And of course, lavender, the ultimate of the soothing of the skin oils. So we get all of those in there. Now, one thing, my tip for our sunscreen is this, and this is kind of true for any like zinc oxide sunscreen, right? You know, it's kind of thick. So even though it comes with like, the flip cap, I actually think it comes out better if you just screw the whole thing off and squeeze it right out of the tube. That works better for me. I also, usually if you're in the sun, it might be kind of warm. So I try to like warm it up a little bit, like either lay it in the sun or have it stuck deep in my beach bag or whatever, so that it's kind of warm when I put it on, because that just makes it smooth on better and get really, in there better. Like any zinc oxide sunscreen, if you don't get it, smooth it in well, it's going to kind of be white. I find that the Young Living does go in. You just need to give it a minute to soak in a little bit. So those are my tips for using that. Oh, and one other thing. So I am the worst about putting sunscreen on my face, but what I love to do is I use Young Living's mineral foundation, the powder foundation, and I mix that with a little bit of the mineral sunscreen, and then I use that as like a kind of liquidy foundation. And like if you're going to have like a beach day or a pool day, it just makes everything kind of stay really well, and it's worked really well for me. So highly recommend that. You can just play around with how much foundation versus sunscreen, mix it up, paste it on. It'd be great. So those are our two sunscreens. And these tubes, they look kind of small to me, but I feel like they go a really long way. And my experience with that is that my husband is also like a sunscreen freak. Like he requires so much sunscreen, and he's big. And so he's like, did you get all of my back? And I'm like, you're using up all the sunscreen, but really he's not, because the tube still lasts for a really long time. So a little does go a long way. All right, so we've got the sunscreen. Now, if for some reason you left the house and you forgot your sunscreen, or you were lazy and you didn't reapply like it was recommended, then you're gonna need the Lavaderm After Sun Spray. All right. This little bottle of magic is really magical. And I've had to use it. Usually I should call this like my bad mom spray, because usually I end up using it when I've been a terrible mom and have not put enough sunscreen on my son. And he gets like the red on the back of the neck. And it's like the telltale sign that like, didn't do my job. Oops. So we use the after sun spray for that. Now, this is an after sun spray, but it's also really, it's an anti-itch spray too. So it does double duty. It does 2 jobs for you. And in terms of the after sun spray, it sprays, it's a spray, but it's really interesting. Like when you spray it, it's not like liquid. It like turns into a lotion. Uh, Get it and try it. It's and and so and you just put it on wherever you've gotten too much sun exposure, or if you've gotten bit up by anything, mosquitoes, bugs, whatever, you can put it on that too, and it will really soothe that. It has peppermint in it, so peppermint we know is really soothing if your skin is burnt, hot, it's cooling. And then that's also really helpful for relieving itches. It also has aloe vera in it. Now, I don't know about you, but I remember being a child and getting really bad sunburns. And my mom's bad mom spray was just like plain aloe vera. Now, have you ever slathered aloe vera gel all over yourself and then tried to get into bed? You are like sticky. You're like stuck to your sheets. It's disgusting. So this is really nice because it's not sticky at all. It has the aloe vera in it, but it also has so many soothing lotions and butters and all those things that it's not sticky like aloe vera gel. It also, of course, has essential oils, right? We've got lavender in there, helichrysum. We know those are really soothing for the skin. It also has some black spruce in there too. It smells really good. Um, and it's moisturizing, so it helps prevent peelings. That's one of the things that I can't stand is if you do accidentally get too much sun and then you're like, okay, the burn's gone, I'm gonna be okay. And then a day later, you're like flaking everywhere. It's just not good. So it helps prevent peeling too. And of course, it's a Young Living product. So it has no alcohol or synthetic fragrances or just garbage product, garbage ingredients that we wouldn't want on our skin. And it is dermatologist tested and hypoallergenic. So if you're prone to any type of sensitivities, you're probably going to do pretty well with it. So those are 2 of the things that you're going to need when you go out into the summer sun. And Wendy's got a few other things she's going to share with us too. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Wendy.
Thank you so much, Stacy. I love that. That was great. I fight with my people about getting the Young Living sunscreen on them. And I am one of those people that so I love the sun and I'm going to be that wrinkly old lady and I'm okay with that. And I use the 10, but I put it on a lot. So I use the 52, but I have a tube of the 10 and I'm telling you, it lasts forever, you guys. Okay. It literally does. So yeah, anyhow, my friends always make fun of me. They're like, you're going to be that old lady who's wrinkly. And I'm like, that's right. And I'm going to be like, look at all those pictures when I was really tan because I look hot. That's all I'm saying. All right. But I am a little scared because Sherry, I have gained some weight over this COVID thing and my legs are not pretty and we're all going to Florida. Okay. I am not looking forward to it at all. I'm going to be wearing long things. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay. Although I do have my tummy tuck roller and I need to start using that on my legs. Okay. Because nobody sees my stomach anymore. We're past that point in my life. Okay. Anyhow, I'm super excited, you guys, because I get to talk about the oils because I love making stuff. And so I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite things to use. And, but first I'm going to start off with staying hydrated. Super important. And like what Stacy was saying about if you're in the sun, y'all, you need to go out there with your sunscreen in one hand and your water in the other, and your body needs to stay hydrated because again, our skin is our biggest organ and we need to take care of our skin. You can be out in the sun and just get a little bit of too much sun and you can get like heat stroke and sun poisoning and all kinds of bad things from not being hydrated. Now, if you're like some of my children and you don't enjoy water, okay, we have these really amazing drink drops. I think that on the shelves, my mother-in-law uses these things. They're called Moy. I think it's Moy, how you pronounce it. Anyhow, they're on like, Vons or whatever grocery store you go to, and they're junky. They're really bad for you. They're full of like, red dyes and purple dyes and blue dyes and yellow dyes and all these horrible dyes that are going to do bad things in your brain and your stomach. And they're full of just, fake sugars that aren't good for you. But we have these really cool ones called, these ones are electrolyte drops. And I feel like I just got really fuzzy when I went in like that. So we're going to stay right here. All right. So there's 2 flavors. There's one lavender lemonade, and then there's a grapefruit bergamot. And my son loves these. Okay. He absolutely loves these drops. So my son is like almost 6'4". He's 16. He works out all the time and he needs to stay hydrated. And we fight about this until I got him to use these drops. Okay. And he'll drink this. And when he goes backpacking, he does all kinds of activity things. He uses these when he goes hiking, and they keep his body hydrated, you guys. So our bodies work with minerals, right? And without minerals, and when we sweat and what have you, when we sweat, we can lose these minerals through our skin. And so when you're drinking water, you don't want to just drink water. You can put lemon in it. I like my lemon oil in mine. But by putting these vitality drops, you actually pour back into your body the minerals your body needs, and then your muscles work, your heart works, right? Your heart's a big muscle, and it works with those minerals, and so many other processes in your body work as well with those minerals. So, and most people are like totally lacking in minerals, if you didn't know that. Little side note, my mom got that really weird flu that's going around, right? And she was incredibly dehydrated, and no one like her doctor or the hospital or anybody realized that, but I did. So I started pouring this into her, and she was fine within 2 days. Crazy, right? Crazy. Just saying. Okay. Hydrate your body. Okay. So that's for those people who need those electrolytes. Now I need those too, but I love these ones. Okay. These ones are the vitality drops, and these are for energy. See, Sherry has them over there too. I love these things. I carry these around at school with me, and I'm always like, my kids are always like, Mrs. Chapman, what are you putting in your water? I'm like, back off. It's mine. You know, it's my secret. It's my secret. That's all I can say to them. Okay. These are great. So they use, I'm going to butcher this. Hold on. Let me say this right. Young Living uses, so on those flavors for the electrolytes, you should look at the website because it's full of all the information for those, because I don't know it. I'm sorry. Other than they taste really great and they're really good for your body. Okay. About these guys, the energy ones, I'm super sensitive to caffeine. I can't do coffee. I know it's really weird, but I can't. And so these things are amazing. So they contain, it's called guarana vita, all right? And it's like the size of a coffee bean. It's grown in the rainforest, but it's not a coffee bean. And it has twice as much caffeine as a coffee bean, okay? Super good for your body though. So it's, and it has green tea in here, which is super good for your heart and good for your body, okay? Anti-aging, antioxidant, it's a good friend that you want to have in your body, okay? And, it's formulated that the natural caffeine can actually go in and be really utilized by your body. All right. It has a natural sweetener. I think it's stevia is in there. But it also has, so one of them is jade lemon berry and the other one is spearmint tangerine. I like the spearmint tangerine a lot. Okay. But I like, Sherry likes the jade berry one. So they're both really good. Seriously, I grab one and I go. I'm not partial. What is Vanessa? Do you have one that you're showing us there? Yes. She is a jade berry one too. Interesting. All right. Well, I guess it's your own personal interest, right? So anyhow, they have oils in here, you guys, that are really good. Obviously spearmint and tangerine, and then the one has the jade lemon, which smells so good. And mixed with berry, they're really good. Just saying. Okay, so get those. You stay hydrated. You stay because you're drinking your water all the time. You're full of energy. They're amazing. Okay, so make sure you stay hydrated because like what Stacy was talking about with the sunburn or anything like that, when you're in the sun, if you're dehydrated, your skin is more susceptible to getting like redder and more burned, and you just stay hydrated and you're friendly to your skin. Okay, so there you go. Drink your water. Okay, my other fun things I get to talk about now are with oils. Okay, so with summer comes bugs. Okay, flying bugs, crawling bugs, Stinging bugs. And I do not like bugs. Bugs are one of those things when I get to heaven, I'm going to be like, okay, Lord, why crickets? Why? Okay. Flies. Why? They just don't have a purpose for me. I can understand bees. I like bees, just not on me. But there's bugs. Okay. And I don't like bugs. So I make these little jars. There's a lid on it right now because I haven't used it yet. We don't have bugs out here flying yet in California, but they're coming. Oh, it smells so good. So this is just, I got big like rock Himalayan salt, right? Can you guys kind of see that a little? It's just rock Himalayan salt. And I put it in a jar and I put a pretty little bow on it. Well, it's got a little schnuckled because I use it every year and then I just throw it in my garage on my shelf. But you know, it looks cute on the table. And what I do is I take some citronella. You guys, I don't know why my camera is so wonky donkey. Look, I swear it says citronella, but I just am not coming into focus. So I don't know why. Just trust me, it says citronella. So I put like, I don't know, like 20 drops in here. And it'll literally last for the entire summer. All right. I put my oil in there and then you can either stir it up or put the lid back on and shake it up. And then I keep my lid to stay with it. There it is. That's how you do. Put it out on your tables, you guys. These are not nasty candles. You're not getting all that burned up carbon byproduct crud you don't want to be inhaling, right? And they work amazing. And then when you're done with it, you just put the lid back on and I'm telling you, the smell stays and it works amazing. So that's one of my favorite ones. All right, for outside, because you know, my mom used to be one of those people when we were growing up, she'd always burn the citronella candles. And I'd be like, Ma, we're at the table trying to eat dinner and like this black smoke is pluming at you. And I'm like, this, before I even knew anything, I was like, this can't be healthy for us. Right? So go with healthy things and treat your family good. Okay. So citronella. Okay. Other things that we can face, you guys, is like Stacy was talking about, if you've spent too long out in the sun, which I do often, and I get too much sun, which I do often. I come home and I tend to make my DIY skin soothing stuff. So I do use aloe vera. I don't go sticky body on myself or anything. I let it dry, but I'm used to using this every day, so it doesn't bug me. Anyhow, I buy this big bottle of aloe. I should preface this by saying some of the stuff from Young Living has coconut oil, and I am allergic, so this is why I make a lot of my stuff. Okay, I would rather buy their stuff, but I can't, so I make my own. So I just buy a big bottle of aloe, and I pour I don't know, probably in this, I'd put at least 20 to 30 drops of lavender. And then I put about 20 drops of frankincense. And then that's during the year. I always use this because I use it daily. And it's really soothing to your skin. When you get burned, it's really good to take some cooling product to put on there. And so in the summer, we put peppermint in this. All right. And it really brings cooling to your skin. Remember when you're sunburned, you guys, your skin has actually been cooked. And so you want to stop that cooking by putting a cold there. It's like putting the fire out, right? So it's really good. Another way I do for a spray is I will use, let me see our time. Okay, we're doing okay. I do just like 2 ounces of water. This is distilled or my Berkey water. I'm just going to pour 2 ounces. I have a little 4-ounce jar right here. And then I'm going to take some witch hazel. Make sure when you guys are buying witch hazel, you're not buying those nasty witch hazels with all the additives and junk in it, because then you're just poisoning your skin. All right. I just did 2 ounces of witch hazel as well. And then what I'll do is I'll put lavender and peppermint in here. And it's amazing. So I do like 20 drops each. Now, not 20 of peppermint, sorry, 10 of peppermint, 20 of lavender. When you're putting it in, lavender is super duper healing, you guys. And so you can put this on anything, any skin irritations. You can use it to cool yourself off. I know for me, when we go to really hot places in the summer, I will actually totally bring one of these bottles with water and just peppermint oil. And I will sit there and I will just spray it on us. And it's super duper cooling. Okay. So I'm telling you, have this one in your car with you because it is one of those multi-use. You can use it on anything. Not to mention the oils just straight by themselves, you guys. Lavender, amazing on its own for anything. Swiss Army knife of oils here, you guys. Anything you can use this on, straight, direct, just use it. All right. My husband sliced his hand open this weekend really bad. We had to go to the ER to get stitches. It was awesome. And we're putting this on there, right? We need that to heal. And so we put this directly, just drop it straight on in there and it doesn't hurt. It just heals. Okay. It brings super duper good healing. I don't know if you guys ever read the story about lavender oil, and I'm totally stuck for the guy's name, but he is the one who owned the big lavender farm in France that Gary got his seeds from. I want to say it was that guy. He burned himself in his lab, and the only thing he could find around him liquid form was a bunch of lavender essential oil. And so he stuck his arm in there and realized within a few days his burn had totally healed. And he was like, well, by golly, it was the lavender oil. So pretty cool, huh? Okay. I know I'm getting off. Okay. Ticks, you guys, if you're ever out in the wilderness during the summer, I know this is a nasty thing to talk about, but ticks are there, okay, and we get them. We go around in our first aid. In my first aid kit, I have lavender and I have peppermint and digize. Okay, those are my three go-tos, have all the time in the summer. And one drop of peppermint on the tick will make that puppy back right out of whoever it went into, okay? Now, I know it's a little funky. You have to wait there for a second, but it will be like, okay, I'm coming out. All right. And then it'll walk out. And then once it does, you just smash it, okay, wherever it is. So you don't have to pull it out or anything like that. Therefore, you don't have to touch it, okay? This is my goal. My dog gets some. And so I just have peppermint and I drop it straight on her. And then I wait for it. And then I have like a credit card or something to flick that thing away or throw it or kill it or wherever. You know, I just don't want to touch it. That's my thing. So peppermint oil is amazing, you guys. This is great to have in a first aid kit too, if anyone passes out. It's a really great reviver. All right. Digize, great to have in your little first aid kit for bee stings, you guys. Got a bee sting? Pop that puppy on there right there and you'll feel good. That was some lavender. You're good to go. Okay. I know I feel like I'm going on and on. Did I cover everything? I think I did. So I got my tick, my first aid. You guys, these are a must for summer. Oh, and I wanted to mention, you guys, these are in my car all the time. And I fight my 18-year-old over this one. This one is Animal Sense ointment. And we put this on everything from lacerated hands all the way up to sunburns, to chapped lips, to dry skin, to anything you have. This can go on there, a rash, anything. We put this Animal Sense ointment. This is a jar. Can you guys see how barely I've used it? We've had it for a year. All right. And this is used by me and my daughter daily. It lasts for forever. And we even put it in little pots and we take it with us. They're like little, well, I don't have one. Maybe you girls do. They're these little roundy pots and we put them in our purse. And we carry them with us everywhere. I love that. And then the seedling wipes. I love these for anything. I put these in my console of my car, the center console. And, you know, my kids are all big. They're big, but we use these. We have these on hand and they're for anything. If you get a cut, if you just need to wipe your hands, anything, they're so incredibly moisturizing. Oh, I didn't. Stacy, thank you very much. I almost forgot, you guys. I totally ripped my people's stuff up too for this. I was going to go over the insect wipes. That's what I forgot to do. Sorry about that. Thank you, Stacy, for bringing my brain. Okay, so I covered those fun DIYs for you, but these are already made by Young Living. These are the cool insect wipes. Now they have the insect spray as well, but I opted to get the insect wipes. And I have a fantastic testimonial. So they come in these little packets, and you get a 10 of these, you guys. You get 12 of them in this bag, okay? And they last forever, okay? So I have a great testimonial that I'm going to read to you guys from my daughter, who went to Africa back in 2000. I want to say she went, let's see what she says to me. And I just love what she said about these. And I have a cousin too who hikes all the time up in Washington. She hikes every single weekend. And so she's where there's plenty of bugs in the summertime, and she uses these and absolutely adores them. Okay, so my daughter went to Uganda, and you know they have malaria there, and I won't let her use DEET products or anything like that because I'm freaked out about those chemicals getting into her body. And so I was the only mom who went non-DEET products. And I was scared because I didn't know. I haven't been to Uganda myself, and I haven't met the mosquitoes there, and I hadn't tried this yet. Well, she went, and she was the only one who didn't get bit. Okay. Pretty awesome. So here's her testimonial. It says, I went to Uganda in the November of 2019. And while I was there, my mom sent me with the Young Living insect wipes, and they worked wonders. Every morning before we would leave our compound or our hotel, I would use one, and I'd wipe my arms, my legs, my face, and my neck with one. And then I'd place it into, I sent her with a bunch of sandwich baggies, and she'd put it in a baggie. All right. And then she'd leave it in a bag for the rest of the day. And then she said, I'd usually wipe my arms twice more and the rest of my body once more. They not only kept all the bugs away, but they also made my skin very soft and moisturized. I got a few ant bites one day when I forgot to use the wipes. So every other day while using them, it made the biggest difference. And so I love that she was able to come back and be like, I didn't get bit at all. And I was stoked on this because you guys, it's all natural. It's good for you. And it's made with amazing oils. It has sesame oil, citronella, lemongrass, rosemary, geranium, spearmint, thyme, and clove. So not only did they work against the bugs, but you guys, okay, rosemary, citronella, lemongrass. First off, lemongrass, rosemary, and thyme and clove are some of the best wellness oils. Okay. So she was putting these on the outside of her body, but they soak in, right? And so it's like a double duty. I love that. But my husband and my son use these on backpacking trips where they encounter tons of bugs, and they will use these one over and over and over because they don't run out of steam. So I made fun of my husband. In fact, he came back from one camping trip and I was like, dude, that's like black. It's a black rag. And he's like, yeah, but it still has stuff on it. I kept using it over and over. And I'm like, okay. So, right. So these work amazingly well, excuse me. So if you can, grab some insect wipe repellent, you guys, the wipes. All right. Okay, I think I covered that. That's awesome. Does anybody have any questions? Are we all good? I am passing this back over to, I don't know. Stacy!
I'll take it.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you, Wendy. That was awesome. Such good information. I love hearing Sage's testimonial. That's fantastic. So cool. I have one last thing I want to share with everyone before we wrap up. And I wasn't sure about including this, but I've recently been using it a lot. So I wanted to share about it. And that's amino-wise. I don't know if you can see that there. Wendy talked a lot about hydration, and that is something obviously that is so important, especially in the summer months when it heats up, and especially if you are working out. I thought about this when you were talking about your son working out, because it is so, yes, he does. It's so important, and it's so great for helping to, replenish our bodies. So amino-wise it's a it's a muscle recovery supplement, right? It's a powder, it's got a scoop, you put it in water, you put it in like 8 ounces of water. Personally, I think it does not taste good in 8 ounces of water. I say go 16 and you will be much happier. But that's just me. Experiment. It's like a wolfberry lemonade flavor. It's very mild flavor, but it's got branched chain amino acids, and those are really good for helping you like recover from muscle soreness and just help recover from workouts in general. And it also actually helps prevent muscle wasting too. So I use Amino Wise when I'm doing a multiple day fast. It's the only thing I'll actually eat other than water. So it's you know, it just helps you, because when you're fasting, your body is, living off of your stores, and you don't want you don't want to lose all your muscle, right? So that's when I use it sometimes, but I also use it after my workouts. But one of the things that's so great about it is that it's really good for supporting your hydration, replenishing minerals lost during exercise. So Wendy was talking about minerals too, and AminoWise has potassium, magnesium, and calcium. So those are all things that you could be like sweating out and losing when you're working out, and it helps to replenish that and restore it. So even if you think like working out exercise, but that could also just be like a really long walk on the beach or like a hike in the woods, or other times where you're just exerting yourself outdoors in the heat. AminoWise is a really great thing. You can even just add some to your water bottle and just sip on that while you're on your hike. Almost similar to like the electrolyte drops, just another option for you. I really like it because it has the magnesium. And if you've ever worked out a lot, or just, gone really hard, maybe in the heat, that you could get some cramping, and that is oftentimes due to a magnesium deficiency. So it helps replenish that magnesium, which is so important for our bodies. So this is another one to consider. And I think includes like 20 servings or something. So it lasts you a pretty decent amount of time. I've been really liking it, so I wanted to share that with you guys. All right. So I think that is everything we were going to share about tonight. There's so many more things we're using in the summer, but this is a really good base for you. And like Wendy mentioned, there's so many things you can make on your own that you can DIY. And then Young Living is so good to us because we have so many things that we can just buy off the shelf from them that we know are safe, especially if you're not a DIY queen or you just don't have the time. So you can go either way, and you've got safe products that you can use to support your body, your family's body throughout the whole summer. So if you are not yet using Young Living, the best way to start doing that is to grab a basic kit and then add on the products you need to support yourself through the summer. Now, the basic kit with Young Living is on sale right now. So it is normally $35 for the month of May only. It's $25, which is a huge bargain. That kit includes 2 packs, the Ninja Red packets that Sherry was talking about. So you get 2 of those Ninja Red packets. You get yes, thank you, Sherry. You get a Thieves hand sanitizer. So we are all like hand sanitizing fiends, right? And you get Thieves mints. So those are super tasty and yummy. And you also get a 5 ml bottle of Stress Away, which actually smells like a beach in a bottle. So if you can't make it to the beach, you can just put some of this on you and pretend you're at the beach. And it includes a little rollerball fitment, which is really cool because you can pop this right onto that, and then you can just roll it all over yourself. And Stress Away is also just an amazing blend for soothing any feelings of stress. Very calming. It has lime and vanilla and lavender and cedarwood, and you can just imagine how that smells, very tropical and beachy. So you get all of that in that basic kit. And then you also get Young Living's wholesale pricing, which is 24% off retail. So that's really the key there. And that's why you swoop up that basic kit first, and then you add on the products that you want. If you add on 100 PV, which is essentially $100 worth of products, you will also get free shipping. So that's always a good benchmark to remember. And definitely just get back to the person who invited you to watch this video, and they will help you put together the best order that's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. All right, ladies, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Wendy. It's so good to see you guys. I hope everyone has a great evening.
Thank you.